Lynette Oxley here for Track Shack Tactical TV. I'm here with Paul. We're still having a heat wave in Johannesburg. Uji's still swimming.
Yeah, hi Lynette, hello viewers. Yeah, so it's been quite a busy week this week.
Been crazy.
Apart from the temperatures, and it's a little bit cooler yesterday and today, but looking to go stratospheric over the weekend again, and still no proper rain.
Yeah, not from our side in any case.
So, yeah, what have we got to talk about? So we started talking about the new GOSA membership system and membership portal last week. We fleshed it out a lot in the last week already. We're starting to experiment with elements. What I can tell you is it's going to be fantastic. It's going to run everything, and as the member, you'll be able to choose your level of services that you want as you go into the portal. You'll be able to say, okay, look, I just want to be an ordinary member. I don't want to have dedicated status. I don't want to have. I don't need endorsement letters. I don't need to do applications or anything like that. I just want to be me. I just want to have my stuff here in case it changes later. You can load all of your stuff, all of your information onto the portal. It will still remind you of critical dates like renewals and stuff like that.
That's all new, actually.
And that'll be absolutely free. Absolutely free. So we're going to launch it first. We're doing a soft launch now in December. Then we're going to start marketing it to the different levels of membership. The diamond guys first, then the gold, and then the silver, and then the ordinary. And then we're looking in a couple of months' time to be able to throw it open to everybody, all 120,000 members on the Facebook group. So that'll be fantastic. I mean, anybody can then put all of their information on, and then when they need something, they can pull in. They can pay a fee and get an endorsement, or pay a fee and get a motivation, or pay a fee and get the printout of all of their applications, etc., etc. So it's going to cater for everyone, and we're not just going with a single service provider, because we need to have backup, we need to have flexibility. So we're doing it with at this stage, it looks like with two service providers are going to have parallel systems so that we can service everybody, and so that we have fallover protection.
Well, obviously the information is going to be secure.
Obviously, yeah, that goes without saying. We have security built into it right from the start. POPI compliance, etc., etc. So we're working quite hard on that we are already, but it's very exciting. It's going to revolutionize. Yeah, it's going to revolutionize managing your firearms. So that it'll put the control in your hands as a gun owner. You'll be able to control everything on the portal yourself. It will be to a large degree independent of the staff in the office, but the staff in the office will always be here to guide you and to help you, obviously during business hours, etc., etc.
Except if you've got a problem.
Except if you've got a problem, which we had on Wednesday afternoon, quite late on Wednesday afternoon. You and I were coming back from collecting some guns for the Girls on Fire. And emergency phone had rung at the office, and Cynthia got in touch with me and said, okay, what are we going to do here? Chap, diamond member, in Pretoria, 12 policemen on his doorstep, demanding access to his house. They've come to, and they let it be known that they'd come to inspect his firearms, but they intended to seize them. So this backstory is that last week he had a robbery. People presented themselves at his house claiming to be police. He let them in, they pulled out guns and they robbed him, but they only got one of his safes. He then went to, obviously, to report the whole robbery to the police, and he gave them, obviously, they said, was this all the guns you got? That they take everything? And he said, no, 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 no. They only got one safe. There's a whole bunch of guns in the other safe, and they were quite safe. And they said, oh, really? Can we have all the details of those guns? So they took all of his licenses into police custody. And then, as I say, Wednesday afternoon, they rocked up at his place and wanted access to those firearms too. So he's naturally very disinclined to trust the police, since the robbery was conducted by people who portrayed themselves as policemen. So he phoned us in a bit of a flat spin. He wasn't at home at the time. He phoned us and said, listen, he doesn't want to go home because, you know, he doesn't want them to force him to do, you know, to face-to-face confrontation situation. So we got an attorney involved, sent out from Johannesburg. In fact, 2 attorneys travelled out, so, as their senior at the legal practice said to me this afternoon. He said one kept the police busy and the other one made sure that he had all his facts straight so that he could so they could deal with the situation. And we got senior counsel on board for an opinion, and the opinion was, tell him to go away. Tell him to go away and come back with a proper warrant. So now this is something which I didn't know. The police under Section 109 of the Firearms Control Act have the authority to inspect your firearms and your safekeeping facilities at any time. It's got to be done in good order. They've got to arrange for you, arrange with it, etc., etc. But that's for an inspection. If their intention is to seize the firearms, they have to get us. That can only happen under Section 115, and for that they need a special warrant. They can't just arrive with a search warrant. There can't be a search warrant. It has to be a seizure warrant, a search and seizure warrant, which is a Section 115 warrant, which they have to then inform you about 7 days before the intended search and seizure.
What the hell is going on here?
So the police have apparently been in the habit of sneaking in seizures via Section 109.
Which they can't.
Which they're not allowed to do. So we told the attorneys told the police to go away, get the correct warrant. And by the way, because of the distrust in the police, which is warranted, that they must serve the warrant on the attorneys so that the attorneys can verify the warrant before they come come back to him. Because you don't know whether it's real police, you don't know whether it's a real warrant. You have no way of knowing that when they pitch up on your doorstep. In 4 cars.
They didn't expect pushback, I'm sure.
They didn't expect this at all. I think they all of them went home with their tails between their legs, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not some kind of repercussion from that, because the police are well known to be vindictive and malicious. So in any case, but our member is thrilled that we managed to react so quickly. It was quite a trick. It was, and we've done this. This is not the first time we've done this. Remember, we've done this several times, and I'm not aware of anybody that's prepared to or that's able to offer that level of service. So, big ups to GOSA Law. And big ups to the attorneys from Jochens Bakker who we contracted.
And pay your membership fees.
Yes, and by the way, so then it turns out that the guy hadn't. There'd been a problem with his deduction in April, and it hadn't been processed by PayFast. So in actual fact, he wasn't current with his membership. Guys, you don't want to be caught in that position. This fellow fortunately has the means, but the reason that you join GOSA as a diamond member, especially, is so that GOSA will pay your initial lawyer fees for you. This gentleman had to settle his own bill, but he had the lawyer.
But
we had the protection at the time.
That's the main thing. The money is actually by the way.
When you got 12 cops waiting at your door for you,
you need.
Trust me, even having to pay the 10 or 12,000 rand or whatever it is, right? With the next day is cheap at the price, because your life can get a whole lot more complicated very, very quickly.
Absolutely.
The moment they get into the house, the moment they start seizing stuff, your life goes down the hole. You don't know if they're real
police in the first
place.
Well,
that's the other thing.
One of the ladies that I interviewed for the 16 days of action got horrifically hijacked by people that claimed to be the police, and they were not the police.
Well, you don't know.
I didn't know.
Maybe they weren't the real police.
Sure. She stopped, and they, horrifically.
The police force is unfortunately so corrupted and full of criminals. You read about it every day in the news.
If she knew now what she knew then, she wouldn't have not stopped for the police.
Yeah.
That's the story. Yeah.
Provoke a confrontation. I don't know. Hey, there's a whole lot of nasty stuff that can happen. Then you've got some news about your the work that you did with French TV.
Yes, it actually started in March this year. Gabriel, very, very nice chap. Canadian reporter came out in March. That hasn't
aired
yet, because obviously Canada is very, very anti-gun, and I was actually wondering at that stage how it's going to happen. It is going to be aired next week, and I will send out a link. We then had another crew with Loic, I think that's how you say his name.
Was there a connection between the two?
Gabriel as well, the same guy, Pimiento. He also got them involved. He came with another reporter for one of the French mainline news channels. They spent the day with us during our on the 11th of November. During our introduction to handguns, which was one of the best we've ever had. It was absolutely awesome. And they had an awesome report. We've actually put it onto our YouTube channel.
That's correct. On our YouTube channel there's actually two. There's actually, the one is a shorter...
but that's not on our channel, because that is directly on the YouTube channel.
That's on their YouTube channel.
The other one is...
So we will have advertised that directly on the GOSA Facebook group.
Yeah.
So go and have a look at that. It's in French, so,
This last one is very, very nice as well, but you can go and choose to have subtitles that's translated.
Yes, activate your subtitles in YouTube.
Yeah.
And it'll subtitle the French. So the French interviews of our people in English that they then translated into French will now be retranslated back into English. So excuse us if there are any lost in translations.
There's definitely a change in the world to look at the way people are looking at firearms. And I can see the change since I started the campaign in 2015. We were the outcasts at all of the meetings, and if we went to somewhere to present about Girls on Fire and defending yourselves with firearms, we were looked as sort of the black sheep. And it's changed. People are speaking up that they want to defend themselves, and it's the right way. So yes, it's exciting of what's happening with in terms of that.
And the second insert, the larger insert, the 15-minute insert, at the end of it, the last 3 or so minutes is not us at all. The French TV crew is talking to another lady who was attacked, who didn't have a firearm on her, but she managed to get hold of the attacker's firearm and shot the attacker with his own firearm.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. Have a look at that and make your mind up. Do you want to take a chance on wrestling with the guy for a firearm, or do you want to be able to produce your own firearm that you're more familiar with? It's up to you.
Yeah. So we're also busy with the 16 days of action. We started on Saturday the 25th. It will end on the 10th. We've got 20 interviews this year. Some of them are absolutely awesome. Please go and have a watch. Watch them. It's a lot, but some of them are shorter. Some of them are. My last interview was like, I think about an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. But it is very, very good interviews. Very empowering women that we've interviewed. People that's had bad stories, but has come out triumphant. So excellent videos this year.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, so are we kind of done with our stuff?
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to put an announcement up on the screen, which you can read. This is from SADA, the South African Arms and Ammunition Dealers Association. It's a warning on SAPS stroke CFR inspections. I'm going to read it out also in case you can't read it on screen. We're aware of an increase in inspections being conducted out of dealerships and gunsmiths countrywide. Below is a list of focal points we suggest preparing for. As always, we advise ensuring compliance with the Act at all times. Ammunition registers should be up to date and totaled by some means or other. Don't know what totaled means. I suppose you're supposed to count up all the stuff and see. I don't know. Competency registers should be kept up to date. Your stock registers should be accurate. You should have separate storage registers. Now, I know we've always just written storage guns in the back of writing from the back forward, in the back of the stock registers, because I wasn't aware that you could actually get separate registers for firearms in storage. But nonetheless, we're old school. Spare parts registers to be kept if dealing with controlled parts. Controlled parts are slides, bolts, and breech blocks, or slides, receivers, and barrels. They've neglected to mention barrels here. Deceased estates. Ensure all supporting documents are kept, i.e. in the case of storage cases, the executor's letter, death certificate, relevant ID copies, etc. should be available. Okay. Burglar bars are being checked. Only staff with required competencies are allowed behind the counters and allowed to deal with firearms. We often hear that guys say, "Oh, no, but you've got a competence, that's fine." No, it's not fine. You have to have business purposes competence. No gunsmithing to be done without the required appointment of gunsmithing staff. Guys, in your own best interests, make sure that you're compliant, please. We heard of a nasty incident yesterday where a gun shop, we're not sure of the exact circumstances, but a gun shop had apparently provided a person with .22 ammunition, which we can only imagine must have been to transport for her husband or for somebody with a license, but she was stopped in a roadblock with ammunition.
650 rounds, I think.
650 rounds of .22. And the police arrested her, interrogated her. She led them back to the gun shop, and they arrested the staff member in the gun shop that supplied the stuff to
without a license.
Without a license. As I say, we can only imagine that it was a relatively innocent oversight, and that the ammunition was probably bought and paid for by somebody they knew, and she was just doing the transporting. But it's illegal.
It's illegal.
It's not as per the law. Please, guys, don't make silly mistakes. We know you want to help people out, but it really doesn't help anybody when this ends up in
People have got cross with me before because they would say they would buy ammunition from me. I've had one. Can my girlfriend come and pick up? Can my wife? No. Do they have a .22 license? Do they have a 9mm license? If they do not have a license for that particular caliber, they cannot take the ammunition out of my shop.
No, absolutely.
And some people get cross with me, and then I say to them, go and buy somewhere else, because this, I cannot not follow the law.
We can't break the law.
So, yeah.
Guys, on that note.
Yeah, go join GOSA, because it seems like...
Go join GOSA, because you may need them sooner than you think.
Exactly. And
have a great weekend.
And watch the videos.
Watch our videos, please.
The French videos, and also the 16 days of action videos that's up on the channel.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Cheers.